In his movie review. So let's bring up Rocco. And Rocco, so many great movies out.
Yes.
What do you got cooking for this week?
Well, this week the movie that I have chosen is the Peanuts movie. The movie is the first Peanuts movie in about, I would say, about 35 years. The last time they ever did a Peanuts movie, but this is like completely different. It's using different animation. It's done by Blue Sky Animation, who the people who founded that animation studio went to my alma mater at SUNY Purchase, actually, so I should mention that. So as far as the plot for this movie goes, basically, by the way, the film is directed by Steve Martino, and the story, we all know the story about Peanuts and about Charlie Brown and all of his friends and acquaintances. And basically, with this particular plot, Charlie Brown, the little red-haired girl, the object of Charlie Brown's long affections, moves right next door to him. So now he has to really impress this girl, and basically try to do whatever he can to kind of pull himself above his usual kind of lovable loser ways. And in the midst of this, Snoopy, his faithful, well, not always faithful dog, but basically the dog, always we know about Snoopy is that he loves to think he's the Red Baron, and basically he goes on his own little adventures while trying to get Charlie Brown gets him to come down long enough from the clouds of his imagination in order to to help him and be that support that he needs. The thing about this movie is, like I said, the animation is through Blue Sky, and they do great CGI animation, and they really managed to freshen up the look of Peanuts without really changing too much of the basic look of it that we've seen in the animated specials from Lee Mendelsohn and Bill Melendez over the past 50 years. This year's the 50th anniversary of Charlie Brown Christmas. And the thing about this is that the animation gives a great opportunity to kind of look at this Peanuts world that we know and love so much in a new, fresh way, especially during the sequences where Snoopy is the Red Baron, and it's really cool how it looks and stuff like that. So it gives like kids who may not have been as into Peanuts, up to now, who haven't watched the special. I mean, the specials still do very, very well on TV, but, some people haven't been as engaged with it, in the young audience as others. But this, I think, is a great opportunity for kids to get into it. I mean, especially if you're a Peanuts fan, like an older Peanuts fan like myself, there's not too much that they add to this. I would probably, there's a possibility that maybe the necessity of this really could be called into question. But I have to say, like, in terms of trying to pay tribute to Charles Schulz, who unfortunately died about 15 years ago, his son and his grandson who wrote this movie, they managed to do a really fine tribute to this unique and great American treasure, which is Charles Schulz. And, they do a good job with, capturing the dialogue and the many colloquialisms that are classic Peanuts. And I think for most people, I think that, that will be enough. And especially kids, I think kids will find something new to appreciate, in the cornucopia of movies that are usually loud and bombastic and, inserted with, pop culture references, aplomb. This is a bit more simpler and a bit more, back to, classic, Americana cartoon, world that we got here. So I think that, if you love Peanuts, you'll love this movie. If you're a kid, I think you'll like this movie. And it's definitely a different experience right now in 2015 than you would normally get. So I definitely give the Peanuts movie 3 out of 5 stars. And thank you very much, Howie.
Great job, Rocco. All right. Before we go to break, I want to bring up Andrew Case, our social